we don't have any power. And he said, no, this loom right here is the only thing
I
stopping.
brought it today, it's just nice.
And he said, it's been there all night. We didn't know it.
But I
So we
keep my
didn't know
car
this
in
loom was
my
here.
purse because I don't always.
30 minutes.
So-
I hope
So if
so.
I come home.
And I told him, I said, well, the problem is, even if we crash sold it, it's sold it.
Thank you, everyone. Callie, you can call the roll.
John Hedges, Gary Kepley.
Here.
Cheryl Armstrong. Here. Heidi Larson.
Here.
Ashley Overton. Here. Erica Weaver.
Here.
Dale Ryder.
All right, let's go to the agenda, reception of visitors. Do we have any agenda visitors? Nope. Do we have any non-agenda visitors? Doesn't appear so. I know I'm familiar with a few faces with that. Consent agenda, financial payment of bills, that item 3.1A, presentation of bills for approval.
Tom? Do we have any bills for approval?
I don't think so. I'll run up and get those. You want it, Ryan, can you run up and see if Nicole has any? They didn't give me any.
Go ahead, move on.
Okay.
4.1, we return 3.1.
Item 4, reports and recommendations of the business manager. 4.1, board action to approve a resolution for the permanent transfer of funds from the operations and maintenance fund to the capital projects fund.
Okay. All right, as Dale said, this is a resolution for a permanent transfer. In order for the fund balance of the capital projects fund to be a positive balance at year's end, which is today, we need to permanently transfer funds from the O&M fund to the capital fund in the amount of $2,150,000. This is not a payment to anybody. It's not a payment to a vendor. It's not a payment to a person, any outside entity. It's merely a transfer of funds within our own accounts, so to speak, from your checking account to your savings account, or from, like I've got on here, from your grocery budget to your utilities budget, from your left pocket to your right pocket. Nothing's changing hands. We're not losing any money. We're not gaining any money. We have the same net amount of funds in total at the end of this transaction. Checked with both our local auditor, which is Kemper, and also with the State Board of Education. They've approved of this accounting action. Again, it's so that the fund balance of the capital project fund is in the black. And we recommend approval of that permanent transfer.
Tom, this is something we expected we'd be doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and the main reason for it is, if you remember last year, at the end of this time last year, we received the debt certificate money. So we had the revenue, but then the expenses for some of the projects that we have were incurred in this year. So that's the reason for this big transfer.
Wait, Tom,
We've already gotten the revenue, but
you'll show that more in 4.
yeah, you'll see that here in the budget coming up. Yes.
We don't always have to do this, right? Tom?
Oh, no.
I mean, this is kind of a
Yeah, we've done it from time to time. Probably the last time we did it was maybe 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, it's not a usual occurrence, but sometimes it happens from time to time.
Just all depends on when the money comes in and when the
Absolutely.
expenses come in, so.
Yeah, and as Ryan can attest to, these last 24 hours have been kind of a circus for me. We've got 3.4 million this morning and another 150,000 this morning. And that's just how this time of year goes, so.
What were those funds for, this morning, that, the money that came in? What's-
Early, the extension of money from the county clerk, or from the county treasurer.
So those go into the education, or they?
They go into all of our funds. You'll see that here in a little bit,
Oh, okay.
but they go into all of our funds that we levy for, yeah.
It was budgeted for us to receive this back when the board approved the budget in September.
Yeah.
So we anticipated receiving these dollars from.
Up until yesterday at this time, we had received that money. And then, like I said, this morning we got that, but it was previous to the original budget. We actually got a little bit more than we were anticipating as far as that goes. So spread out among all the funds.
Okay.
That's a great question.
And this is just a curiosity question, Tom. So not everyone has these meetings. Is this just so we can get all the bills paid for this fiscal year that occurred this year?
Most does, but most people do, I think. This was at a request. This meeting was a request from our auditor years and years ago that we do it this way to make sure that we had everything, all of our ducks in order, so to speak, and had all the accounts taken care of. Otherwise, it could possibly, if we didn't have it in place, and you'll see here in a little bit, We could have some findings from the audit, we could have some findings from the state, and there's no reason to have those. You can amend your budget at any time, and that's why we wait until the last second to do it. That's why we do it at noon, because as soon as this is over with, I need to go to the post office and I need to send some stuff to the state board. We can't do it at night because those places are closed. So that's why we do it when we do it. And it was recommended by our auditor to do it on the last day of the year, which is today. It's like New Year's Eve.
Any other questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve a resolution to permanently transfer funds from the operation and maintenance fund to the capital projects fund.
Motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
Gary, motion, Erica, second. Callie, can you please call the roll?
Armstrong,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Overton, Yes. Weaver,
Yes.
Hedges, Kepley,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
4.2 is to conduct a budget hearing regarding the FY23 amended budget. So to get this thing started, we need a motion and a second and a vote to open the budget hearing.
Second.
Callie, call the roll.
Larson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Weaver, Hedges, Kepley,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
And the second bullet point, kind of Heidi already alluded to this, at the recommendation of our local auditor, we have this procedure that we do every year of amending the budget on the last day of the year, today. The following slide has the numbers on it. Once discussion and questions are completed, we'll need a motion and a second and a vote to close the budget hearing, and then you'll vote on the budget in 4.3. 4.3 will be the vote. This is the budget. I'm extremely
Can we
pleased.
move to another, like a closer?
Oh, yeah, feel free to sit wherever you want. Or, the yellow is the original budget that we did back in September. The blue is the amended budget as of this morning. The green is the actual revenues and expenses, and you can see the difference each place. This I'm extremely happy with this. If you remember back in September, we had $281,558 in the red in total. This would still be a balanced budget because the state only looks at education, O&M, transportation, and working cash to be their big four, they call it, as far as to figure if you have a balanced budget. Those four, working cash isn't on here because we don't put any money into it, we don't take any money out of it, so I left it off. But those four make up the big four, and those four are in balance, in the black. So that was back in September. You can see how things have changed since that time. This is the one for today. It's still a negative budget. It's still a negative budget because of the capital projects fund. It's still $609,000, a little bit more than what we anticipated before. The reason why is because I'm super conservative, and I want to make sure that the revenues you can see are the same, because I know it is what it is. And if you get more than what you actually budget, that's even better. So if we get more than this, even better, but this is what the budget is. The expenses you'll see, I've increased it a little bit from the budget to what actually has been expended. That's in case the auditors bring something back. There's about $250,000. I realize that's a lot of money, but on a $57 million budget, $250,000 isn't very much. And it's to the good. I think it'll be more like this when we end up, which I want you to focus on this number, the 371, should have touched that, 371,157. That's really darn close to that number. I am so happy that it's like $90,000. That's less than 0.2% difference from where we thought we were going to be in September to where we are right now. Now, yes, the expenses went up. Yes, the revenue went up for a multiple array of reasons. We had the expenses that we had for the projects. We had grants. We had payments to the city for the security officers. Ryan pointed that out to me this morning, that there was a double payment. And in 1 year, we made 2 payments. And normally this should just be a payment, and then the next year a payment, and the next year a payment. This year we made 2 of those payments. So this difference is extremely good. is the way I'm looking at that.
Tom, just to clarify, why did we make two payments?
Yeah.
Because we were invoiced in July of this fiscal year.
Right.
And then invoiced in June
June,
of this fiscal year.
Yep.
So that payment in June will cover the costs through this next fiscal year.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Which was $205,000.
So it's gonna help him out.
The difference.
When he does FY '24, he's gonna have 200,000 less than than he thinks he would have had yesterday. So that in of itself could make up a lot of the difference. As I said, this is a balanced budget. It's, even though the final number is in the red here, but because of the big four that I spoke about earlier, it's a balanced budget in the state's eyes. It has all the things in it that you've seen, that you've approved over the year, or over this past year in the accounts payable piece, when you approve those bills each and every month. So all of that's figured in here, the revenue as well. Anybody have any questions? Eric?
So what is the impact on the district or the budget with the 371 in red? So if,
Negative.
yeah, so if we have, if that's the number, whether it's the 371 or the 281, what is the impact on the district? Like, is it gonna be a negative impact? Is it gonna cause harm?
It won't be a negative impact at all.
So we have a fund balance.
Yeah.
And behind each of these funds, there are balances that still exist annually from year to year. So, go ahead, Tom.
And it gets back to the resolution that you just approved. All of our fund balances will be positive. If this were such a big number that it would make those in the negative, then we need to do some other moving things around. All of those are in the positive. Fund balances are all good. As far as an impact on the district, it has a $90,000 more impact now than it did back in September. And we were anticipating that.
So basically, it's just gonna pull from our fund balance,
Yeah.
that 371.
That's kind of what
Yes.
that's what I wanted to get
Sorry,
to.
I didn't say that right.
It is not putting us in a bad position.
Oh, no,
That's-
no, not at all, not at all. Yeah.
So in the education fund, second column of expense, original, and second column of expense, actual.
Mhm.
So that one, is that where for the resource officers, it was
Some
more?
of it's resource officers, some of it is grants. But the grants, all of the grants that we have except for two, you have to spend the money and then you get the money. And the federal grants were in this year, last year, and in Ryan's year coming up are a significant amount of money. But there again, you have to expend them before you receive them. Back to what we originally did back in September, we did more with the grants in this fiscal year than what I thought we were gonna do back in September.
So there's
But
gonna be
it was
money-
either gonna happen now or was gonna happen in '24.
So
either
there
way.
should be money then coming in for those expenses, the revenue?
Most of which we've already
Well, I see
received,
the revenue is more than.
yes.
Okay, got it.
So-
I understand.
Probably 98% of that we've received. There's still maybe some more trickle in, but we try to make it with our staff that try to spend this money by, usually we use April 15th, tax day. Try to spend this money or do your purchase orders or do all of your things that you're gonna do by April 15th so we can get the bills. So then our business department can pay those bills so it settles before June 30th. That doesn't always get to happen though, because things, happen from time to time. But for the most part, all of the grants have been spent for FY '23, and we received the money in FY '23. There'll still be some more that take place in '24 that Ryan will be dealing with.
So that's why there's 2.5 million more in revenue now than
Yep.
there was actual.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Tom, the difference, the 371, 157,
Mhm.
what was it last year? Where do you have an idea, is that?
I don't know. I don't have that with.
We can look that up and get back to you on that,
Yeah.
but I'm recalling it was a little over $2.5 million in the black because, as Tom alluded
Yes.
to earlier, we received those debt certificate revenue, but we knew we have to expend that debt certificate revenue within 3 years, if you recall, when Andel was here, we
Yeah.
talked through some of that, but, so we had roughly, don't hold me to this, but we get the number, 2.5 million, I think, that we had not expended yet, so that, obviously, we're spending more this year.
Anybody else?
So the resolution is signed, it's not included in this?
It's not included in the budget,
In the budget,
but
okay.
on the budget document that I have to send to the state, it is a part of it because it spits out what you're, that Ryan will have to mess with when you do the financial report come, like, usually it's December. The auditor does it, looks at all that, so it'll come into play. But that resolution prior to this is not part of the budget that you're doing, because we're not, no money's going anywhere.
Okay.
So, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, because it'll take care of that 371.
Yeah, it's like a checking account, your savings
Yeah.
account, you're spending it,
Right.
but it is moving around.
Just for clarification, it won't take care of the 371. We're still expending those dollars in addition to the revenue
Okay.
received. So
Okay.
everybody understands that we will be in the red using fund balance of $371,000 for this fiscal year.
Right.
The board approves of the budget.
If nobody has any questions, then we need to motion second, vote to close.
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion to close the budget hearing by Ashley, second by Erica. Roll call.
Overton,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Hedges, Kepley,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Yes.
You're up, you're next.
You want me to do this one?
No, I'm just saying I'm done.
Oh.
It's your
Just
copy
passing
from
the
here on.
baton.
Passing the baton. Dave's up next.
You gotta do 4.3.
Oh, yeah.
We
Get out of
All
here.
this doesn't do much good if we don't do a roll call, right? Okay. I entertain a motion to approve the FY '23 budget as amended.
Motion.
Motion by Erica, second by Ashley. Al?
Kepley,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Larson,
Will abstain, please.
Overton,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Hedges, and Ryder.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, item 5, reports and recommendations of the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources.
Okay, thank you. Board has before them the June 30th, 2023 personnel report. Some certified resignations. Evan Bowers resigning effective immediately as Earl Elementary School special ed teacher. He's going to law school, so we're very proud of him.
Wow, I just said to him, I
School
wonder
law.
where
He's
he's
going to school.
School law.
For school law. So we're excited and supportive. He's done a great job as a special education teacher at our middle school and our elementary school. Megan Mitchell resigning Benton Middle School sixth grade teacher. Brett Foreman resigning Little Elementary School physical education teacher effective June 29, 2023. Sarah Smith, longtime educator in our district over 20 years, is resigning as Williams Elementary School second grade teacher effective at the beginning of the 23-24 school year. Doing some certified appointments, Melissa Harrison, recommending her for hire as Williams Elementary School's fourth grade teacher effective for the 23-24 school year. No classified resignations today. Classified appointments, Kathleen Brown, Riddle Elementary School Summer School Supervisor, effective immediately. Randy Evans, Franklin Preschool Parapro, effective for the 23-24 school year. Rhonda Owen, William Elementary School Supervisor, effective 23-24 school year. Ginger Scott, Williams Elementary School 101, effective 23-24 school year. Wow. Larry Santra, Matthew High School Custodian, effective July 3rd, 2023. Dalton Turner, Matthew Middle School Custodian, effective July 24th, 2023. John Emmer, volunteer, Brennan Harder Road, volunteer, effective immediately. Extracurricular resignations, Cody Bryant, Matthew High School boys basketball coach, effective immediately. Megan Nixel, Matthew Middle School seventh grade girls track coach, effective immediately. One extracurricular assignment, Jeremy Jordan, Matthew Middle School assistant baseball coach, effective immediately. Are there any questions?
I have a question for you. Two things. One, we have a list of all the coaches we got that last year. Will you get that in July?
You'll get that in July,
Okay.
yeah. Good question. You'll get that in July.
I figure there's still some moving.
There
parts.
is.
With all of that, seeing that. And then secondly, what information are you gleaning from teachers that are leaving the district? Like,
Yeah, those are going out. Those surveys, we wait till the end of the June 30th, then we send those things out to folks because we have a bigger pool then. pull from, so we kind of have an idea.
You keep
But a lot of stuff that I know some, we have some folks looking for just a change of career. We're seeing a little bit of that. We're seeing some folks moving for, relationships, following their love. Usually our younger folks do that, which is good, and we support that as well. But the retirements, obviously you saw that, that's the majority of our folks are certified. But we'll have more of the survey where we put out, do that in Google Doc and get that information out and get it to you.
I think that's the part, right, for like growth, right? We want to know why are certified folks leaving our district?
Right.
How do we support our teachers? You lose a veteran teacher, right? That
Right.
pool, you're not replacing them with a new
Right.
hire. So how do we retain them and keep?
Yeah, what didn't go well, we do those with our mentoring orientation programs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? See none, then I would recommend that the board accept the personnel report as presented.
Motion?
Motion. Second.
Ashley, motion to approve the recommendations of the Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. Erica Weaver, second. Callie?
Weaver,
Yes.
Hedges, Kepley,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes. Item 6, reports and recommendations of the Assistant Superintendent for Student Services. There are none. 7, reports and recommendations of their superintendent. None. Item 8, reports and recommendations of other district personnel. Justin, you want to say anything, sir?
I'm good.
All right.
None.
You're sitting there, son. Item 9, unfinished business. Item 10, new business. 11, executive session. 12, open session. 13, motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Erica, Ashley, Kelly?
Hedges, Kepley,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
How many positions do you have left now?
Well,
Tom, congratulations. Ryan, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dustin, I was listening